Hello, good morning, everybody. This is Jesse ANANG here again. We're about to start the third lesson of Management Information System. I just want us to enjoy the music for later, and then later we got to continue. Yeah, so I welcome you all again to Management Information System, and this is your instructor, Jesse Ajitianan. And then we will be talking about chapter 3 of this course and then how things have been so far. So today we'll be talking about management information system. We started with chapter 1 where we talked of what information system is and then the role information system plays within the organization. Chapter 2 we spoke about data and information, the characteristics of quality information. We explained that aspect and some other few things pertaining to information system. And today we are going to talk about management information system, or what management information system is. We talked about the various types of information system in the previous chapter. And one aspect of the type of information system we are looking at today is management information system. And what does the definition of management information system says? Over here it reads that management information system is integrated users machine system for providing information to support operations management, analysis, and decision-making functions. So where we bring technology or some aspects of technology together that would help us in terms of operations, that will help us in terms of management, that will help us in terms of getting analysis and other components that would help us to make decisions within the organization. So basically that is what management information system is. And let us know that the definition of management information system is different from information system. So let's know the difference between what management information system brings and what information system also brings on the table. And over here it says that the system utilizes the computer hardware and software. And then we also have the second item, which says that we have the manual procedures, the mode for analysis, planning, control, and decision making, and a database. So once we have all these systems, put together, then it means that we'll have the aspect where we can collect data using the hardware resources, where we have the input and output, where we collect the data, and then we have a software that would help us to manipulate the data that has been collected. And then we also have the manual procedures. The manual procedures would help us to perform the various analysis that needs to be done, or what we want to achieve from the data that has been collected. And then we also have a database. The database would help us to store the data that has been collected either in the structured format, whether in the semi-structured format or the unstructured format. So once we have this data, most of the time we normally focus on the structured data. If we have a simple machine where we need a software, let's say like a database management system, or maybe a simple software like the Excel, and we need to draw various analysis from this data that has been collected. Most of the time the data is structured. where we have the rows and columns, and based on the information that needs to be gathered from this system, we are able to perform the various analysis that needs to be done. So, but we have other aspects of database. We have the Access, we have the Oracle database management system, we have the MySQL or NoSQL. These are some aspects of database that help us to collect data, and then we keep the data in a structured format, where we talked about the entity relationship between the various information that has been collected. So these are the things, or these are the components that come together that helps us to perform management information system, right? So we can go on. And this is the definition. There's another definition for management information system, or in short, we can call it MIS. So it says that MIS is a system for producing and delivering timely information that will support management in accomplishing its specific tasks in enterprise. And this definition is done by the Robert and George, and the ability for us to deliver timely information that would help management in accomplishing a specific task. So it means that once we have collected the data, and then we have manipulated the data as and when we need the data for any managerial position or many managerial functions, we will print the report from that data, and then we'll use that for that purpose. And then the second definition also says that MIS is an information system that facilitates management by producing structured summarized report on regulations. So that gives also another detailed information about the concept of MIS. The third definition says that MIS can also be called as information reporting system that provide reports to support management decision making. This is done by the James O'Brien. Right. So these are the various definitions aside the first one that we gave, that we can normally use to express the term management information system. The ability to collect the data. Once we have collected the data, we manipulate the data, and based on the manipulations we perform on the data, we are able to generate some reports based on specific demands that needs to be to be used for decision making. Yeah, so that explains that. And then over here we have management information system showing the various components and process. So over the components here, we have the hardware, we have the people, we have the software. So the hardware normally talks about the physical devices that we have, the input and output peripherals that we have, and then we have the people that would key in the various information that is needed, and then we have the software would help us to store the data, to gather the data, and then to keep the data for specific purposes. And then we have the process. Once the data has been collected, the data needs to be manipulated, and that is being done within the process. So the process would manipulate the data. So over here we have information, report generation, and then data collection. Right, and then it leads us to the report and information. So based on the various report that needs to be generated for specific purposes, that report could come out, and the report could differ. We can give reports to operations, we can give reports to finance, we can give reports to any other department within the working environment, based on the data that has been collected, and the report must be on demand. When the need arises, when a particular report needs to be generated, that report could be executed, and then it will be submitted. And then we'll also look at the role of MIS. The role of MIS. It says that the first thing that I stated over here is that it ensures that appropriate data is collected from valid sources processed, and passed to the needy destination. So to whoever needs the data for specific purposes, then data will be collected and then it will be given to that department or to that working environment. So if sales wants a report for specific tasks, we can generate the report for sales management. If finance needs the report for another reason, one way or the other, then it means that that report could also be given. So based on the department that needs specific report, once the data has been collected, once the data has been stored, once the data has been given to a software that will manipulate the generation of information that may come out from that data, we give it to the specific department that needs it. And then the second one says that satisfies that needs through query system, analysis system, and modeling system. So once the data has been well organized, we can generate queries from that. Queries could be an SQL query, that is structured query language, where we can say that, okay, select all from employees where date of birth is equal to, or where date of where the month of birth is equal to, let's say, January. So it means that within the working environment, all those that are born in January, their information will be executed. It means that though we have all employees over there with their date of birth, those that are in January will only be executed. And that explains what the query system means. It means that we can select everything based on the line of query that is written. And then we also have analysis system. Analysis system would help us to differentiate between one information from the other. If you are performing analysis with respect to gender, we can look at the male dominance or the female dominance within a data that has been collected. And then we can also have modeling system. The modeling systems would also talk about the behavioral of the data that has been collected in terms of models. The models could come in graphical representation or it could come in another format. And we have softwares or we have programs that are there that helps us to generate all this report. Even Excel can be used for various analytical tools or various analytical works that needs to be done within the working environment. The third one says that helps in strategic planning, management control, operations control, and transaction processing. Strategic planning, meaning that trying to take advantage of the data that has been collected to to help you to gain a competitive advantage over other organizations that are performing the same services that you are doing. So how can you make strategic decisions and planning that would yield profitability within your working environment? And then management control, the control of employees, the control of information that goes on within the organization. And then we have operational control, how the day-to-day activities is being performed within the working environment. And then we have transactions processing, that is the various transactions that is being done within the organizations. Let's say we have sales management, and we also have a customer service department. We also have other aspects that they deal with the day-to-day activities between the employee and then the clients or the customers. So over here, the last one says that MIS plays a vital role in management, administration, and operations of an organization. And that is the role. So these are the various roles that we have. We can write more and more, but for the purpose of study, we've just highlighted some few aspects. You, as the student, can also make more research into that to get more information pertaining to the impact management information system brings within the organization. So now let's look at the importance of MIS, importance of management information system. It helps in minimizing the risks in decision making. So it means that with the various reports that has been generated, it is effective for you to make good decisions based on the data that has been gathered, based on the information that has been processed, based on the report that we have generated. So it means that you can minimize the risks of taking decisions, meaning that, once you have the data that is there, once you have the report, and the report has been given to you accordingly based on, let's say, the transaction that happens within the organization, it will help you to make good decisions or right decisions without having to maybe perform an aspect of assumptions that, okay, let's do this or let's do that, without having any data or without having any analytical tools that will help you to generate good report. But once we have MIs, once we have management information system, the chances that we can make good decisions is high. The chances that we can ignore some errors within the working environment is high. The chances that we can perform to meet the satisfaction of our customers is high, because we are collecting data from our customers, we are responding to the feedback from our customers. And this is what companies are doing, that they can have ways by which they can collect data. A perfect example is the social media that we use. Once you are using WhatsApp, for making calls, sometimes it comes with some information as to how you rate the the call that you have made. So rating the call that you have made is more or less like a survey that they are doing, so that they can always perform better services. Whether the call that you made is poor, maybe you can rate it as 1. Whether the call that you made is effective, you can rate it as 5. So we have a rating of 1 to 5. And once you do the rating, and then another information, if the rating is weak or if the rating is poor, then they will also ask you as to what led to the poor rating that you gave. Maybe you weren't hearing your voice, or you weren't hearing the other person when they are speaking, or there is so much noise in the call that you made. So all these things are means by which they can collect data from customers or from clients that are using their product or services, and based on that they can do the necessary corrections that needs to be done, and they can serve their customers well. So it helps to minimize the risks in decision making. The next item says that it processes the data and drives information out of them. So once we have collected the data, we can process the data in so many ways to get any information at all that we need, to get any report at all that we need. We can get report with respect to gender, we can get report with respect to age, we can get report with respect to, let's say, a particular category. Let's say even with respect to time, let's say we can say that, okay, there is effective buying in the morning compared to the other periods that we have. Let's say people often buy more in the morning than in the afternoon and evening. So it means that if we are making any statistical decisions, we can consider the morning, because that is the time people often come to purchase product. Or it could be that we can derive another wisdom that, okay, people can also be buying more in the evening compared to the morning and afternoon. So based on that, we can manipulate the data to know the right decision that needs to be made. So it says that what data can be processed, and once the data is processed, it derives information out of them. So based on the information that you want, you can manipulate the data. Based on the information that you want, you can you can change the context of the data that has been collected. So let's say you can make it either through gender, you can make it either through age, you can make it either through another means. Even sometimes the appearance of people that come could also fetch as data. Some might even say that, okay, couples that often come to a shopping area often buys more, or they often buy than anyone who just walks in individually without maybe any assistant, maybe a friend or something coming with the person, the chances that couples or people that come, that is one more than one buys, is high compared to a single person that enters. So you can see that based on this simple information that has been collected, it helps them to generate information. It helps them to generate wisdom from maybe the buying patterns of people. So we can process the data in so many ways. You can process the data in so many formats to get the right information from the data. The third one says that it helps the executives to avail the information regarding the functional areas quickly. So it means that you can know the areas within the working environment that is effective in terms of the data that has been collected. I mean, if a particular product is not going well, then we can find out why is it not going well. Maybe there are one or two things that is not being done, and that is why it's affecting maybe the sale of the data. Even sometimes within the shopping environment, the arrangement of the product within the shopping environment even have effect on the buying rate. Let's say once a couple or once customers enters the shop, the probability that when they buy egg, they will also buy milk in addition to that is high. So sometimes wherever there is egg, there is milk that is also there, so that once they buy the egg, they can also make the request for the buying of milk. So it means that the arrangement of data within a working environment or within a shopping area, I mean, can influence the buying rate, right? So that explains that. So executives can make decisions or right decisions regarding the functional areas that they have within a working environment. It helps in preparing corporate report. Yes, this is very, very important. Once you have the data, making reports on those data is hard. Knowing the trend of the buying rate within customers is easy to generate. And now we have softwares, we have databases that we can use that to generate those reports. Once you have a very good software, you don't need an expert to come and generate the report for you. Even any layman person who sits behind the machine can execute or maybe click a button, and then the various report that needs to be generated can be done, and then the person will only just have to print them. So with the help of management information system, report generation is made quickly, is made effectively, and it helps management to proceed in terms of functionality. The last one says that it helps different managers to form various policies and standards from their departments. So policy making is effective. It's effective to make policy making or to make policies because of the data that has been generated, because of the data that we have about our customers. Even sometimes data is not even generated about customers. We can even generate data from your competitors, to know what your competitors are doing, their strengths and weaknesses. And based on that, we can come out with another new policy. We can advertise another new policy to our customers or to our clients, so that we can yield bumper harvest, so that we can have competitive advantage over others. So that explains that. Now let's look at MIS to organizations and society. Over here says the first item here says that it reduces the number of middle managers. It reduces the number of middle managers in the quest that now we have systems that are working effectively. Now we have reports or procedures that is being manipulated by system. So the need for middle managers who would be doing those things will not be necessary. So we can reduce it so that we can give that aspect of work to, let's say, to the system, so that the system can manipulate the various things for us, and then we only take the report and then we make decisions on the report, right? So there is no need for middle managers once you have a good MI system. Simplifies a manager's job. So the job of the manager is simplified just because of the reports that is being generated. Gone are the days where people would manually analyze data. They'll manually check the number of data that has been collected and manipulate the data to come out with statistical report. But now, once you have a good management information system, you only look at the reports that you have generated and you make wisdom or you make decisions out of that. So, I mean, the manager would have a simplicity of work to be done. Yeah. So impacts the employees at work. So now MIS is influencing the rate at which people work, where people now have to work with ease and they also have to work effectively. I mean, I think now within a working environment, even letter writing is not being done manually. You don't have to take a pen if you have a bad handwriting, or maybe you are not in a good mood to write well. I mean, you will not be at a disadvantage provided you have your laptop, you have your desktop machine. Whatever needs to be done, you have to use the computer to get it done. And also you also have to learn how some other softwares work within the working environment, so that, I mean, when the need arises and they call you to perform anything, you can use the software to work effectively. And I think that now what organizations do is that they often run workshops for their employees so that they can know how to manage, how to work effectively using computers, using, I mean tools that would help people to work effectively. So they often have training, they often have workshops for employees so that they can know the current technologies that is available and how to use the technologies within the working environment that will help them to work effectively. So there's an impact that is being made on the employees at the workplace. And then the next one says that it provides quality of life improvement. I mean, the quality of people's life is improved with the with with technology. Now people say that it is ubiquity, meaning that what, it is known by all, it is used by all. I mean, the educated ones are using it, our grandmothers and grandfathers are also using technology. They are making the necessary calls, they are happy doing, let's say, video conferencing. They are talking to their children, or their friends and loved ones from far distances, and all that technology has brought us all together. So it means that the quality of our lives have been improved. Now you see people on Facebook, on WhatsApp chatting. I mean, every aspect of our life now is being influenced by technology. That is why I said that, I mean, in the earlier submissions of the early chapters that I made, that, I mean, technology is not just improving us in the working environment, but it is also improving our lives. Our way of life now is being driven by technology. Leave your phone, or don't use the phone for 1 week or even for some few minutes, and you see that, I mean, the person will be disorganized. Why? Because now technology has now become part of us. Technology has now become our way of life. MIS creates reports that managers can use to make routine business decisions, schedule reports, key indicator report, exceptional report, ad hoc report, and drill down report. So these are the various things that MIS can give to us within the organization or within our society. Right. So that explains everything about the concept of MIS. I have also I'm also through with the notes. I mean, there's a PDF notes that I've also created, and you can also download that at the ProTechnology Africa website. You can also log in and register, I mean, so that you can be sharing information pertaining to what we are studying in terms of MIS or other various aspects of what technology. While I also have software engineering slides over there, and I also have the PDF. People, my students, well, for software engineering can also go there and download. So I wish you all the best, and thank you all very much for watching this video. Once again, it's been supported by Pro Technology Africa. You can like us on Facebook or Instagram. You can also go to YouTube and watch our videos. And then you can send me an email, that is through jtanan8081 or anan5054. And then I also have my contact WhatsApp message over there. Right. So management information system. Thank you very much for watching. Share and like this video. For more questions and answers for interview, you can visit our website, and you can also support what we are doing via mobile money. And then the number is there, the mobile money number is there. If you need to support your lecturer for what he's doing, or you need to support Pro Technology Africa for what we are doing, then you are obliged. You are welcome to like what we are doing. And you can also send your mobile money or whatever. Okay, so God bless you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm so grateful. The Lord keep you, the Lord strengthen you, the Lord guide you in everything that you do, and God bless you all.